This client regressed back to multiple memories in this lifetime, and we've deleted most of those for privacy's sake. But the second part of the session is a really good example of the past life experience continuing to come out as the higher self comes out and answers questions. So I hope you enjoy this part of the session. Again, the first part of the session has been edited out, but the second part is full of lots of healing. Please leave any feedback, and thanks for listening. Do I have permission to ask questions?
I guess. Well, I'm not getting any. The only thing I'm getting is this little, in the middle of my back, I'm getting this, like a fluttering
Okay.
feeling. Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah, I think it's a yes.
I have permission to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
I know the subconscious could have brought forth many different memories and times for her to see today. You chose to bring forward those times for her to see. Why did you pick those? Why did you pick the apple tree?
Loss. It feels like loss.
Okay.
It feels like they were all about loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they were all about loss. It was about loss. It was about loss. Yeah.
Your dad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was about loss.
Your graduation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Was there anything else that she needed to see from those times?
She was resilient, and she always managed to recover and keep going and kind of keep the faith that she could survive, and she could do whatever she needed to do. She's pretty strong.
Yeah. Why did she need to see that?
I guess she forgets. Oh, maybe it has something to do with gets sick and doesn't make it. That she'll be okay.
Because she's resilient and strong.
She's resilient and strong. Yeah.
She needed to see it for that reason. Why?
Just my energy in my heart area feels really heavy right now.
Yeah. Just allow the answers to come through.
What was the question? Was there another reason?
Why did she need to know that?
I guess she needed to be reminded for some reason about how strong she is.
Is there another reason you want her to remember this strength and resilience?
Not that I can tell.
Okay. She has some questions. Is it okay for me to ask?
Sure. I feel like I'm unconscious. Like I don't know if I'm really still under.
It's okay.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just allow yourself to sit back and watch.
Okay.
Sort of observe.
Okay.
And just allow the answers to come through.
Okay.
First thing.
Okay.
You've been doing that one.
Don't try to just make them up. Just let them.
Don't worry about it. She wanted to know why her relationship with it is so hurtful.
Is trying to find her way in the world, and she has her own way of doing that, and it's not your way, not my way.
Yeah.
And she needs to figure it out on her own. She doesn't need you telling her what to do.
Okay.
And you just need to continue to do what you've been doing the past year or so. Just continue to connect with her, send her little messages or notes and continue to be accepting when you spend time with her and not really pry into her life and just let her tell you what she wants to tell you.
So that's how she can heal the relationship?
Uh,
Why is that hurtful?
the relationship?
Yeah.
I think it's because, I know it's because I wanted it to be I wanted to have the relationship with that. This is my conscious mind talking. I wanted to have the relationship with her that I didn't have with my own mother.
Why?
Because I wanted to experience that.
What do you mean?
I just wanted to be close to her. And she doesn't want, I don't think she needed that though, like I needed it. I think I needed that. Yeah, I don't think she needs that from me.
So why is it hurtful?
I guess I take it personally.
What do you mean?
It's not personal.
No.
She's just trying to figure out her life.
She's not intentionally causing it.
No, she's not. It's just, she's just trying to figure stuff out. And I don't know. Maybe I'm a hard act to follow. I guess my career, I had a really good career and maybe that's hard for her. I don't know.
What do you mean by that?
I think she's really struggling with her career and what to do with her life. And I think I kind of always knew that. That part was easy. That part of my life's been pretty easy.
But it's not easy for her.
Nope. And it's not easy for either.
Yeah.
But I always struggle with my relationships. And both of them seem to have pretty good relationships. So
Why is that important for her to see right now?
for her to see?
For you to see?
Well, it goes back to the horoscope, I guess we all have different lessons, and my lessons are not her lessons. Her lessons are not my lessons. And I have to remember that.
Okay. What would help that?
Just to hear that phrase, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. She's not me. She's her own person.
With her own lessons.
Yeah.
Is there something else she needs to know about her relationship with her kids?
They appreciate you more than you know, but they might take you for granted because you're the parent that's still around.
Why does she need to know that?
Because she gets frustrated when they don't appreciate her.
Yeah.
Yeah. She feels taken for granted.
She wanted to know how she can heal her relationship with her mother.
Exactly what you talked about, the projector. So just don't project what I think she needs onto her. I guess I've been doing the same thing with my kids. Yeah, so my mother's not me either, and so her needs are different.
Yeah.
She just needs somebody to take her to the doctor or take her here or there, and that's probably enough for her.
Yeah.
She doesn't need a deep connection.
She doesn't, or her mother doesn't?
My mom?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what she needs exactly. I think she does need somebody to listen to her when she's frustrated and help her with things that she has difficulty with, but she needs to be the one to ask.
That's good.
And she doesn't need anybody to, including me, to guess or anticipate her needs.
Will she ask?
Yes, she will. If she really needs something, she will ask.
Okay.
And if she doesn't ask, I guess it's not important. So just needs to step back and let her be the one who asks.
Why is this so important?
Because she tries to anticipate her needs and she tries to give her what she thinks she needs, and she doesn't get it right. So
Is their relationship now have something to do with their relationship in the past?
In a past life?
In this life, earlier.
She might resent her for, my mom might resent me for keeping her from her career.
She might resent her now?
Or no, she might have resented her.
When they were younger?
Yeah.
Did she resent her?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. She loved her career. She talks about it, her eyes light up.
And loved her career too.
That's true. True. Yeah. True.
What does she need to see from that?
From
understanding that her mother loved her career.
She already knows that. I guess it was a sacrifice for her to give up her career to have a child. So I guess she sacrificed a lot.
She hadn't recognized that already?
Not exactly. It feels more significant right now for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah. It feels like stronger, like a stronger sense of that.
Of understanding the amount of sacrifice.
Right, yeah.
Why did she need to experience that?
That it was a sacrifice?
Yeah.
I guess to understand her mother and why she acts the way she does sometimes, and kind of how she's kind of a little bit had the unlived life. She grew up in a time or she was a woman in a time that didn't have a lot of freedoms like we have now.
Yeah.
It's kind of oppressive. Yeah.
Why is that important for her to know?
Because didn't really experience that in the same way that she did. She had the freedom to choose, even though it was a hard choice, but she chose to continue to work.
Yeah. There was a time, it seems like what I remember her saying, that she felt like she didn't have a choice. She felt like she had to work.
Yeah. In some ways, I think that was a excuse. Well, I guess I was glad. She was glad she had to work. Or she kind of glad she had to work.
Why?
Because she loved her job.
Yeah.
And
she didn't have to sacrifice it.
She didn't have to sacrifice it. Yeah. And she felt like her kids were in a safe place and were being taken care of. And she could go off and work and she could feel okay about it.
Yeah. Is there something else she needs to know about her relationship with her mother?
I don't think so. She hasn't had all the benefit of all the therapy that I've had, and so I have to remember that she's got a lot of trauma that she's never dealt with.
Sounds like she's been blessed to live in this life for a long time. Why is that?
You mean for her to have a long life? You mean my mother? I'm not sure.
Why is she still in Jean's life?
Maybe she's been healed in some ways through the relationship with Jean, even though there's been a lot of conflict in the past couple of years.
What do you mean by that?
Just, I get angry. She makes comments sometimes and I get really angry, and I don't like to get angry, but I don't know. I guess I demonstrate some things that she doesn't know about. When I tell her, "Oh, it looks like you're angry," she says, "I'm not angry." So I don't know. I guess I teach her things, maybe. I'm not sure.
There's still more to learn in that relationship.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it something that she needs to know?
It's to know?
Yeah.
I think she knows what to do. It's just really when she's with her mother, she needs to be really conscious
Like present about what's happening in the moment.
Totally present to her body and what's going on in her body, yeah.
She finds herself going back to the past, I imagine.
Yeah. So she used to get triggered a lot, which has gotten a whole lot better. But that occasionally still happens a little bit.
Yeah.
And she also gets really frustrated with her mother because her mother doesn't respect her and what she has to say about things.
Yeah. Why is that happening?
She doesn't respect my opinion, but if I would tell her, she would probably respect what he said.
Why is that?
I don't know. She doesn't respect women, I guess.
Why doesn't she respect women?
I don't know that she respects herself. I don't know. She just looks up to men like they're, I don't know, like they have all the answers.
Did men provide for her in some way in the past?
Yeah, my dad was the provider.
Yeah.
He didn't want her working after they got married. She never had to go back to work, which I'm sure she wanted to, but he didn't want her to. She went along with that.
So she needs to focus on being present.
Yes.
When she's with her mom.
Yes.
And communicating differently with her? Is that what you were
just kind of letting her mom ask for what she wants rather than for Jean to project onto her mother what she thinks she needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what should she do if she feels like it's important? What should she do in those situations?
If something's important?
Yeah, if she feels like she really needs to do something, but she's not asking.
I think she just needs to do it and just tell her she's going to do it and tell her with authority, this is why I'm doing this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems right.
Okay. Is that something she's done before?
I'm not sure she's really taken a lot of authority with her mother. She's really good at doing that, just in general.
Is that why she responds to him?
I think so, yeah.
So you think that her mother will respond to that better?
Maybe. Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Is there anything else she needs to know about her relationship with her mother? It seems like this has played a pretty big role in her life. Why? Why is she so emotionally traumatized by her relationship with her mother?
It feels like there was maybe another lifetime when she was the mother and her mother was the child.
Would that be helpful for her to understand?
Yes, I think so.
Can you tell us more about that? What happened when she was the mother?
It seems like there was some sort of neglect on her part as the mother, and something happened to the child, which is her mother now.
Okay.
So there was some kind of neglect. I don't know what it was, but it resulted in the child dying or something.
Okay.
I don't really have any details. It's just a sense.
Does she need to have the details?
No.
Okay.
Somehow it's tied in with my being a mother with my own children, I think, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to remove the blanket?
I feel really hot.
Would you like me to remove the blanket?
Yeah. Okay. So
what does it have to do with her being a mom now?
I was overprotective as a mother. I was a little overprotective, and I think she was overprotective too when she was as a mom. I don't know. There's just something about that I was her mother, and I didn't protect her or something.
But the details on that aren't important right now.
I guess not.
What is important to know about that?
that it was a horrendous loss for me.
Okay.
As her mother.
She felt that after the loss.
Yeah. And I never recovered from that.
So she's here now to take care of that?
I guess I'm here to take care of her.
Okay.
Yeah, she's aging. And I really tried to do a good job, but it's been very conflicted.
Yeah.
And very difficult.
You use the word loss.
Yeah.
So does this have something to do with all those other times that you showed her?
With all the other what?
With all of the memories you showed her that also had to do with loss.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So her relationship with her mother is karma?
Yeah.
And will they be able to finish that karma in this life?
God, I hope so. I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
What does she need to do to make sure that happens?
She needs to just honor her mother and what she needs, and she needs to forgive her for what she thinks are her transgressions. And she just needs to be present.
And take care of her.
And take care of her, yeah.
Is there enough information in what you've given her for her to move forward with that?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. There's nothing else that we need to know about that.
I think I got it.
Okay. She wanted to know if she has a purpose other than being a therapist.
Just to love people and to accept them for who they are, not try to make them different.
Is that something she does already?
She tries. She tries really hard to do that.
Is there something preventing her from doing that?
Sometimes when she doesn't sleep very good, it's hard. She just doesn't have the energy sometimes to do what she needs to do.
What is that? What does she need to do?
I think she's really hard on herself, and I think she does most of the time. She does her very best, but she's not perfect.
Are you talking about within her practice or? Okay.
Just everything. All around. Yeah.
So what's something that would help her with that going forward?
Probably to meditate more consistently.
Okay.
And to sort of start every day with some kind of a poetry reading or some kind of a spiritual reading after meditation.
How would that help her?
I think it would help to get centered and like focused on what's important.
Okay. It'll help her be more present with other people.
Yeah. I think she's pretty present, but sometimes she gets distracted by stuff.
Are those distractions important to understand?
It's important to be aware when she's being distracted, that she is being distracted, and to just sit down and say, okay, what's going on right now?
Okay. So let them come in and then let them go.
Yeah, just kind of ask the body, like, what's going on right now.
Okay. She uses her body a lot.
She's learning to.
It seems like it's been very helpful for her.
Mm-hmm.
Why did that come into her life?
She was not very present earlier in her life. She got distracted a lot, maybe. Unconscious before. So the body had to get her attention because she didn't get it any other way.
I see.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
And she's aware of that now.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything she needs to know about that?
I think she's getting it.
She does have some things happening in the body, though.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? If you use her body to get her attention, what's happening with her shoulder?
Lack of understanding, I think.
Understanding what?
That other people are not the same as her and don't think the same way.
How does that show up in her shoulder?
Feels like anger, it's like anger about things that she's challenged with, or I guess problems, or the stuff with her mother has been very difficult for her.
Is that where it usually pops up, as stuff with her mother?
Yeah, pretty much.
She did mention it seemed like that was when it started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right around that time.
But she's going to have a better understanding of that now.
Yeah,
So she won't need that anymore.
maybe.
What do you mean?
If she can remember it all, if she can keep this all conscious, remember all of this.
Well, we do have the recording.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she won't need that pain in her shoulder anymore, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because she won't have that lack of understanding.
Right.
She won't be carrying that anger anymore.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yes.
So can you take that away for her?
We're working on it.
Okay. Thank you.
Hmm.
Is that something that will be done before we're done here today?
Not, probably not.
So how long?
That depends on her.
What do you mean?
It depends on how she learns. It depends on how she learns what she needs to learn about her mother.
Well, what is it that she needs to learn?
Or how she remembers
Okay.
what she just learned about her mother.
So how can we help her with that? I know you're using this physical thing to show her that, and I feel like you're telling her what she needs to do. So what do we need to do to move that forward? You said it's primarily anger?
Mm-hmm. She needs to forgive her mother.
Okay.
She needs to forgive herself for that other lifetime where she was neglectful.
So you think it'll take time for her to do that?
Twitching.
Yeah.
Maybe. It might take some time.
How long will it take for her to forgive
and some
her?
prayer.
Okay.
And some attention. And some sitting with it.
To forgive herself or her mother?
Both.
Do they happen at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. And you said how long?
6 months.
Okay. What will she notice then?
The pain will be gone.
Okay.
Mm.
What? She also had some concerns about her fingernails.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that come from?
It's some kind of vitamin deficiency or something.
What vitamin?
K?
Okay.
I don't know where that came from. Vitamin K?
Is she deficient in that because of absorption or because of intake?
Intake?
Okay.
Yeah. Dr. Yadava was right. 100 carbs a day. She needs to lower her carbs.
How's that playing a role in her vitamin K intake?
I don't know. We don't know. Maybe it's not vitamin K. Maybe it's just that her pancreas can't process the carbs or something.
So you're talking about insulin?
Oh, insulin? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I think it has to do with how her body processes sugar and carbs.
Okay.
And it doesn't, it's not a, it's one of her weaker areas.
Processing how her body processes sugar.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's impacting her fingernails or something separate?
It's just impacting her whole body.
Okay.
And maybe her fingernails. We don't know.
You don't know about her fingernails?
Not sure.
Who would know?
She should cut back on carbs and see what happens
Okay.
first.
Okay.
And then she should consult a nutritionist or somebody that knows about those things.
Okay. But she can cut back on the sugar for now, and that will
Carbs.
carbs for carbs.
That will help.
Okay. Why did she have her back problem in the 70s?
She was afraid.
Of what?
She was afraid of exactly what happened. That she would be abandoned.
Why did that happen?
Why was she abandoned?
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of karma.
Does it have to do with the same or something different?
It was about loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was about loss again. And knowing what that feels like. And knowing what that feels like, it's when you're a therapist, you know what it feels like for somebody else to be going through that. So she needed that in a way to learn. She needed to feel that in order to help other people.
So is that part of the reason that she's a therapist then?
What reason? Because of the loss?
To see that.
To help other people through loss?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
She said that it doesn't bother her like it did. So what changed?
Not sure. Her children.
You said it was there because she had a fear of being abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
So where did that change?
Oh, when she learned to rely on herself more and she knew that she could survive whatever she had, whatever she could survive it, whatever happened to her, and she would be okay.
So during the time when she was more by herself?
Yeah, when she knew that she could survive and be happy and be with herself and be okay, then she got a lot stronger. And it also allowed her to be in relationship and to risk, having to go through loss again for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she did have to take that risk when she got into a relationship.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is that what she's supposed to learn from?
She's learned a lot from. He was a very secure in himself person.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's very sure of himself. And he was single for a while too, and he managed well. So yeah.
Is there something else she's supposed to learn from him?
She learned to stand up for herself. She learned to be really strong in herself. And she learned not to run away when she was challenged. She found her voice because he was a very strong man. And so she had to be a very strong woman to stay with him.
Mm.
That's what she learned.
Is she finished with that learning?
Pretty much. The majority of it. I mean, it still goes on some, but yeah.
Is there something else that she needs to learn from him?
I don't think so.
Why is he experiencing sepsis?
He is stuck. He's struggling with letting go of being in control, I think. He's always been in control of his life, or he has thought he's always in control, and he doesn't always, it's scary for him when he's not in control, but he can't show that. It's very hard for him to be vulnerable. He was bullied as a kid, and he has never gotten over that.
That's something they've talked about.
Yeah, we were watching a show last night, and he goes, I can't watch this anymore because this guy's a bully. And he was getting triggered by it. He's told me about it, too.
Why is this showing up as sepsis?
I think he's got some unresolved trauma that he's not really dealing with, and he's maybe refused to deal with it, and I don't know. I don't know why it's showing up as sepsis. I think that's for him to figure out, but I'm not sure that he will do that.
Well, what's the best way to help him?
Just to offer suggestions, but not be pushy, and just to offer, but not plant a seed.
Will she understand what that means?
Yeah, plant a seed. She knows what that means.
Is there anything else she needs to know about that?
He has his own life lessons, and he has to work through them in his way. And she only has so much influence over that. He has choices and free will.
That's pretty hard for her.
Yeah, because she's always like looked at alternative healing, and she really believes in it. And he's not very open-minded about it.
Why did she end up with someone that?
To teach him, but he's like I said, he's not very open-minded.
Is that the only reason she ended up with
Is that why she ended up with him? He told her not too long ago that she was the most compassionate person he had ever met. And so he sees her compassion, and he hasn't had a lot of that in his life, and so that's really important to him.
Important part of his path.
To have someone who's compassionate. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Is there something else she needs to know about that relationship?
She needs to appreciate him more. She appreciates him, but sometimes she takes him for granted a little bit. She needs to be more affectionate with him, because he has a hard time with that.
With what?
Affection.
He has a hard time receiving affection?
No, he does not have a hard time receiving. He has a hard time being the person.
The initiator?
The initiator.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she needs to initiate.
She needs to initiate more. Yes.
And I was going to ask how she could appreciate him more, but that's what you mean.
And that would be really good for him. He would just eat that up. Yeah, that might be really healing for him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
And also provide her with more nurturing of someone else.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which does seem to be playing a role in her life.
Mm-hmm.
The need to do that. Okay. Is there anything else she needs to know about that relationship?
I don't think so. No.
She was also concerned about her son and nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
What should she do about that?
He's going to have to find his own way, and all she can do is provide healthy choices for her grandson when her grandson's at her house. And yeah, I think that's something that she doesn't have a lot of influence over. She needs to learn to accept that, maybe.
How can she do that?
Be grateful for what she does have with her son, the relationship that she has with him.
Yeah.
Be in gratitude to what she does have, and for the kind of man that he is, for the good dad and the good partner that he is. And he's honest and trustworthy, and he's a very good man.
Something to be thankful for.
Mm-hmm. And as we say, he's not living in our basement.
Another thing to be grateful for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's not on drugs.
Yeah.
It always reminds me. Could be a lot worse. Could be on drugs. Could be in jail.
So he's pretty good about reminding you to be grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Another thing to learn.
He always has a good way of reframing things.
Yeah.
And when I'm anguishing over my children, he goes, well, you got to remember, some of this is genetic. It's not all your influence, You got 50% of your ex-husband. Some of this is genetic. This is just who they are. Yeah.
She also wanted to know if there's anything that she needs to improve in her health that she's not already.
She needs to really cut back on her carbs. I think that's the best thing that could help everything.
I assume she already knows that, though.
And caffeine. Yep. She's going to do that.
Why hasn't she done it already?
Laziness. Just lazy.
That doesn't sound right.
Well, she likes to eat. She enjoys food. She's a great cook.
Does he cook carbs?
Some. Like he made risotto for dinner last night last week. We had steak risotto and I made a spinach salad. So yeah, we always have something, some kind of a carb. But it's in balance.
Balance is not what she needs, though.
She probably needs less.
Okay.
And she has been eating less carbs. She's been eating less in the last week or so, a couple of weeks maybe.
And she needs less because?
Because her pancreas doesn't process it. Her pancreas it's not 100%.
She's aware of that?
Yeah.
She already knew that?
Yeah, on some level she knew that. Yep. It's hereditary.
So, can you help her with that?
Yes, I can help her with that.
How? How will you do that?
I will give her a sign, kind of a sign in her body that she'll recognize when she's gonna eat something that's probably not healthy for her.
What kind of sign?
Not sure. She knows. She will know. I'll remind her. I'll find a way to remind her. She'll know.
And she'll know.
She'll know. She knows this stuff.
Well, yeah, but if
she just has
that she's not doing it.
She has to be conscious. Sometimes she goes unconscious.
Well, why does she do that?
Because she's tired or...
Well, that leads us to the other big question then, doesn't it?
Yeah, the sleep.
Yeah. Why is that happening?
Unfinished business. Feels like...
A different unfinished business?
No, it's like all the stuff we've been talking about. So I think it's something, it's a bunch of stuff. It's maybe caffeine. It could be her anger toward her mother. It could be her lack of forgiveness. I mean, it could be all these different things. I think it's not just one thing.
But she's going to be removing those things.
Right. She's working on them. She's going to work on those.
She'll
things.
have the forgiveness.
Yes.
She'll let go of the anger.
Yes. Yes.
She's going to get rid of the carbs and the caffeine.
She's going to be more appreciative. She's going to be more
things.
affectionate with.
So she doesn't have any reason to have sleep issues anymore.
No.
So you can take that away.
Mm-hmm.
When will she notice?
1 month.
Okay. What will she notice in a month?
That she doesn't need the medication anymore to sleep.
How will she know that?
Because she'll titrate off of it, and then she'll titrate down to where she's hardly taking any of it.
Okay.
And then she'll stop taking it, and she'll be okay with sleep.
And she'll sleep well.
Mm-hmm. And she'll remember her dreams, and her unconscious mind will be able to help her more. Because she'll be able to write down her dreams and get the messages from them.
And she'll notice that in a month.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it going to take a month?
Because she has to do all these other things. And some of those are going to be a little bit of a process. It's going to take some time to.
Where should she start?
She should start with the dietary stuff right away.
Okay.
And she should start with the other things right away too.
Yeah.
But those things are going to be a little more challenging because they involve other people.
Right. Sounds like a lot of it is what she can do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She has a lot of control. Yeah, she's in control for sure.
Anything else you want her to know while we have her in this state?
Yeah. She's really feeling joyful. Just kind of like, even though her shoulder still hurts, there's this like lifting of this weight, I think.
Yeah.
Doesn't translate into like lighter body, but it just feels like this. It feels like the thing with the mother is a big deal. She was a mother and she was negligent and she caused her child's death. I think she can work through that by continuing to be kind and present for her mother.
Almost like look at her as a daughter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As a child.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that will be really helpful.
I do too. Yeah.
Anything else you want her to know?
She's worked really hard on herself and we're really proud of her. And we really appreciate all the work that you're doing to help her and to help others. It's really important work and it's life-changing for people. And the work that we do is life-changing. So important.
Is there anything else I can do to help her?
Possibly in the future. Possibly some nutritional counseling or something. Mhm.
And she'll know she can reach out.
Yes. Mhm. Yeah.
Anything that you'd like her to know that wasn't really in her vision right now?
No, I think we covered everything. Everything possible. all the really big things.
And she'll have a good understanding of all of that when she leaves.
Uh-huh. She'll have to listen to the tape and because she'll forget a little bit, but I think the essence of it will stay with her.
Can you explain that for me a little bit of the forgetting that happens?
The forgetting?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like part of it's her memory. Her memory is not real sharp. Mm-hmm. And she forgets things. She forgets the past. She's forgotten some things. She forgets stuff that's not really important.
Yeah.
But she really, it's, I don't know. It's very interesting because she doesn't forget anything that her clients tell her. But she forgets other stuff, like, that's not important. But I don't know. I don't know about that. It might have something to do with my old brain. Her old brain is 69 years old and it's got a lot of stuff up there.
Well, it would be difficult if we had to cram every little tiny thing in there.
Yeah, right. And there's a whole lot of stuff in there.
Especially if you're talking about bringing it from other times.
Yeah, right.
Any last words?
No. Again, we appreciate this work very deeply and the difference that you're making in people's lives is really important. You can't underestimate it.
You think I do?
No, I don't. No, I do not think so.
Thank you.